Welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. I've turned on shaders. This is the SUS or SUS shaders. Look very nice. I've turned down the atmospheric density and I've turned off motion blur entirely. So this does tend to look very nice, especially with water effects and lava, etc. The atmospheric density just make it look a little bit less dreamlike and a little bit more like Minecraft as you expect. Shadows obviously make everything look quite nice. I think it's a nice improvement in visual quality. Let me know if you have any particular set of preferences there, but otherwise it seems to be a pretty good thing to get started and running. So today's episode, we're going to get started with Thermionic Fabricator is going to produce us some golden electron tubes, and that should produce 2 sets. Yeah, not that we may need 2 sets to get started, but for the rest of the episode, we're first of all going to want to get the metallurgic infuser, which is from Mekanism, and that needs an external heater, which needs this copper coil block, which needs LV wire coil, which is just copper wire, which is just cut using shears from a copper plate. So back up, there you go. And we have basically enough for 2 external heaters. I'll just make 2 just in case. Generally, you may want more than 1 metallurgic infuser anyway, so it's no big deal regardless. And you can see we sort of short of everything. Now I have the steel casings already. And I've got them in a box somewhere. There we go, some steel casings. We are going to need some osmium, so we need to get that anyway. And I'm going to want a couple of other bits and pieces as well. We're going to need electronic circuits. We need more than 1 of those, so I need to craft that. And do we have any more osmium? I hope I do. Osmium. The scanner does make things much easier. Please do craft that scanner. You're going to like it very much. There's some osmium. I've got some osmium ore. So yeah, that's all good. We just need some furnaces now, and then we should be okay to go. Okay, and there's a metallurgic infuser. I went and robbed the furnaces from a nearby village. Just easier. And let's just put this in place here. And we'll just use this as a temporary thing until we have some actual cable going. Now, there we go. Are you taking power? You are. Good. So we then should be able to make the next thing I want to probably get to, the solar generator. We need some enriched alloy. We need a solar panel, and we need some mechanism generators. So glass panes, enriched osmium. Looks like that's all fine. We do need to make a few, well, we're probably going to want a few of these. So some iron furnaces, but we have some iron plates in my inventory, so that's not going to be an issue. This is probably the point at which I end up having to use all the ones. Yeah, let's just get a few of those. Okay, and some iron furnaces. The iron furnaces we will then work on to turn into generators, so that needs an RE battery, and iron furnaces and iron plates. So let's just put these in place there and there. And we just need the RE batteries. So I'll make those. I think we've done them before, haven't we? Yeah, looks like we have. So just some tin item casings, some insulated tin cable, and some redstone. And all of that's made up, so we should just be able to then make a solar panel like this, which is Industrial Craft 2, so technically we could get some power out of that. If I remember rightly, they don't produce that much power at all. They're really quite low though. But that is one way of generating power. We are also going to need some enriched alloy now and some solar panels, so these are also going to need enriched alloy and some osmium. So we need 9 osmium for that, 10, 11 osmium, plus basically some redstone and iron. So let's just get the redstone and iron sorted out. I've got them in my inventory already. Let's just dump those into here. You can make an improved version of redstone for this. If anyone knows how to get shaders working without this sky flickering effect that goes on, I'd be very happy to hear about that in the comments. Anyway, where was I? Yes, solar generator. It's this stuff. So yeah, you normally make an improved, there we go, compressed redstone. Can make compressed redstone. That needs an enrichment chamber, which we don't have yet. Fine. Okay. And let's just dump some redstone in here. And then let's just dump in some iron as well. I'm sure we'll get it used. Let's turn 10 of it over. And not sure how much redstone it takes per. Oh, it looks like we're out of fuel. Yes, we're out of fuel. Do I have just a couple of bits of coal? Coal lasts for ages in a survival generator. We're going to get rid of that very shortly anyway. So that can just start producing. Is that enough power for this thing to produce? Looks like it is, although it is using it as fast as it can be produced. So that's going to be quite slow, but, you know, effective, at least to get started. And then we'll improve our power during the daytime, at least. And with our mechanism stuff done, the enriched alloy, we are basically basic circuits are going to become much easier from now onwards. However, we do need to make the sort of other stuff first. 3 solar panels it is, and that can go. And then a solar generator is done. That should get us the quest. And now what I'm just going to do is just grab this. Yep, just going to cut it off, turn off the noise, and I just want to see if that's actually going to be enough to power it using just solar energy, basically. So that has no energy. Let's see what it provides with the solar generator. Okay. That is much faster than a survival generator, isn't it? Yep. So we can move that around. I also did put another solar panel over here, but Industrial Craft 2's solar panel, from memory, does not really do all that much when you've got a blast furnace and electric heater here. So yeah, so we're going to probably be making more of these as we move across to Mekanism sort of power, universal cable. But that needs a few other steps first, if you recall, or you remember at the end of last episode. We need to head towards the Atomic Reconstructor, and from there on into actually addition stuff. And this is going to need some steel plates, iron casings, golden electron tubes. Do I have all of that in my inventory? I may need some more plates. I've got some steel plates there. Do I have the iron casings? I need the red laser lens, and that's going to be stained glass, which is going to be just rose red and some glass. I'm going to get some glass on the go. Let's just cook that up. In there you go. I've got 7 glass panes, but I actually just need some glass for this, so fine. We'll just dump a lot of sand in there, and I need some rose red. I think I've already got some in one of the chests anyway, so we'll get that crafted, and we'll get the laser lens done. I've got to have it around here somewhere, surely. Yeah, there it is. Some rose red and a piece of glass anyway, but we're going to need more than one small piece of glass. Okay, let's wait for that to finish. A couple of other things. One, I don't care for that noise, so I'm just going to go in my super sound muffler and see if I can add recent. Is there anything in here? UI button click tile gen solar. Yeah, looks like that is the one where we need to get rid of and put it in there. That's that sound gone. I also added the couple of water mills that we have into this kind of arrangement. You put 1 block water right here and 1 either side in this kind of arrangement, and you'll get 28 GP. That's going to become useful when we make a resonator, which is coming up soon, to get things going without the sort of clockwork sort of wind-up version of it. And that's fine. So let's just go and grab that glass. Hopefully you've finished. You have. Good. And we'll turn that into red glass and therefore into panes. So let's just get our glass. Okay, and rose red. Red stained glass. And then a red laser lens is just that with some iron. Yeah, I've got some iron in my inventory. So that's going to be easy. Whoops. There we go. Red laser lens inverted. Industrial foregoing. I'm sure we'll use those for other things going forwards. That just leaves 1 bit of redstone and some basically iron casings, and we got the iron casings as part of one of the quests. Iron casings. Yep, there we go. That's everything we need for the Atomic Reconstructor. This is going to need some power, unfortunately, but that is an easier problem to sort, I suppose. Although, I'm not sure whether it'll actually work if I put it here. It clearly wants to eat rather than do that. Let's just get it. Let me rearrange this. Okay, that works. I just need to change this to pulse mode with a redstone torch. Putting the solar generator on top. I'll need to rearrange things temporarily just until we get some cables going. However, that's going to work. I just need a button to put down on the side of it. We will use a pressure plate eventually just to do that, but this just gets something going. 1 button will do. And then we can convert stuff across. Particularly, we want Inori crystals, I think, first. What do we actually need for universal cable? We need electrical steel anyway, but we do need the ability to get both of these to get the redstone iron wiring. This is going to be Inori crystals. Yes, exactly. And then this is going to need the resonator. So we need the resonator anyway. And this is a good point to think about maybe going a bit further in Mekanism, because we're going to need glass, machine blocks, steel plates, fine. All of this is okay. But advanced control circuits, and they need the simple control circuits and redstone and enriched alloy. Now, this is where it becomes easier. You don't have to make the IC2 circuits anymore. You can make the basic circuits. So this just takes osmium and redstone, and we've already got a machine that can do that. So I can just rearrange this for now. One other thing about this atomic reconstructor, by the way, it produces like a black beam just because of the shaders. It will be a white beam for you if you're not using shaders, but other than that, this is all going to work. So we just need some redstone, and let's just convert over some, that's a tin, that's not osmium, some osmium, and that should turn it into control circuits and get everything running. And that should complete quite a few quests. We've got basic control circuits done. We'll take a loot chest. I wish this would be faster at bringing the claim option up. We've got the solar generator. We've got another loot chest. I'm just picking the first one every time. I assume it's going to be random anyway. So we'll just unlock those. And we're going to get to that advanced control circuit in just a minute. And then props onto the enrichment chamber, which will make our redstone much more efficient. Does this need the same kind of stuff? Yeah, it just needs some basic control circuits and steel casings. Those we have a couple of left, so there's no problem getting the enrichment chamber. Let's look at some loot chests. First one, we get hardened iridium glass. Okay, let's just look at this. We get a random animal spawning. I've got some effects on me because I've got nutrition at 100%. Now that we have this thankful dinner, it actually just can be used anytime, it seems. Adds 7.2% for every single category. Anyway, 8 random animals. We are going to get some more loot chests. Overclocker upgrades. Okay. Not that we have the power to do that. Prismarine we'll take. And then EFLNs. We don't need EFLNs. They're a little bit on the explosive side. So let's just dump a lot of that stuff in here. And we can come back to it if we ever use any of that stuff. Fine. So you are going to be done with some enriched alloy, which we can then combine with some redstone. Wherever my redstone reserves are, and we should be able to get what we need, or at least the start of what we need, which is the advanced circuits. So uses for this, we're just going to get the advanced circuit. I think we need 2 of them anyway. Wow, that's a lot of recipes. Let's go for advanced circuit. There we go. And yeah, we can just get 2 of them going. So there we go. That should give us the quest, I would have thought. Yep, that's that complete. And we'll take a loot chest. There we go. There's the noise. And a loot chest. What are we getting? This one. We got Origin Terrarium. Not sure what that's actually used for. Never really used Biomes of Plenty stuff all that much. But just dump it in a chest for now. And sleep through the night. So, time to check a few things. I think we should be able to get Mekanism to convert its power back into EU power without problems. So I'm just going to get rid of this generator this way. And if we just have a look at the CESU, let's put our hang glider away. That is slowly ticking down, 35041. If we put down a solar panel, so this is the regular IC2 one, so that is, I don't know, about 10 per second, okay? So that's okay, I guess, but not excessive. However, if we get, I want to see, first of all, can a metallurgic infuser take power from this? It looks like it can, and on an unlimited basis as well. That's full. Do I have any iron? And yes, that's 120 EPU per tick. I didn't put it after the low voltage transformer. Do I have any iron? No, but I have some osmium. Let's just convert the osmium. Is this enough to basically do this at full speed without losing anything? Yeah, looks like it is. And this is draining. Good. So that means we can power Mekanism off these cables, which is good because I looked at further. The cables we're going to need for Mekanism, which really does things even better. We need Ender IO, unfortunately. I didn't spot that, so we can't go ahead with that just yet because Ender IO is later in the tree. If you have a look here, you need Ender IO down here. So we have to pass through thermal expansion first, which is coming from Actually Editions and from RF Tools and from Psi. I've never really used Psi. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Regardless, this means we can use insulated copper cable. More importantly, to generate power then, we can also put the solar generator down as an alternative to the solar panel. Remember, if you remember, this is ticking down very, very slowly now, but if I put this down, and now you can see that's going up about 100 per second. thereabouts. So about 10 times the amount that we get from this. When we have a look here, it says outputting 35 RF per tick. So solar generators appear to be, well, just the way to go, it seems, in the early game. So we're able to generate more of those. We've already got one solar panel, so we can improve this just by converting it over into the Mekanism version with a few of the other same sort of things we've already been creating. So I need a few more bits and pieces of iron, and we should have everything we need just to expand this to basically power whatever we need in IC2 or indeed in Mekanism. Well, that leads definitely on straight into the enrichment chamber, which is the next sort of machine into Mekanism. I'm going to be running out of room. I made another solar generator. They was just so good. I'm going to be running out of room here pretty soon. I could extend outwards this way on the low voltage line. That's one possibility. Or I could rearrange stuff. I am going to need more generating stuff. So what I think I may well do is just turn this underneath the wall and set up a solar array outside, and then we'll have, you know, sort of a high voltage area-ish. Well, low voltage, but not quite terrible. And we'll have the Mekanism machines here, I think. So I created the enrichment chamber, didn't count for the quest. No idea why, but I definitely have one. I dropped it on the ground, picked it back up, placed it, picked it back up, it still didn't count. So we need to just edit the quest manually, unfortunately, in this case. I don't want to create another one. I definitely have created one, and it definitely should count. So this is one case where I can turn on cheats and be quite happy about it. So F3, and if we just test F3 and H, you'll see advanced tooltips shown. And then if I just go into the quest book, now that I've got up myself, basically turn on cheats, I should be able to see the quest ID, and that is 9053. Let's just see, is that the same? Oh, 182 there. 182 is the one I want. So if I do BQ admin complete 182 greatest there. Okay, completed quest. There we go. And then I'm just going to have to reset myself to turn cheats back off again. But that is that quest, just in case you ever get stuck with yours. And we can just going to take another loot chest. I have basically collected a few of the loot chests now. I did get a few of them, some of the rewards. We got a block of emerald, a dragon egg. I have no idea what we're going to use that for. I'm presumably hatching a dragon. And Horn of the Wild, which is kind of useful just for gathering plants. But let's see what else we get in here. An iron lantern. Well, we'll get 16 iron lanterns. Well, are they going to... Oh, look, that's quite a nice glowing effect with the shaders. So yeah, I'm going to put those around, and they look a lot better than the torches on the walls. So yeah, they are going to be a nice addition to the base. What are you doing there? One other thing, the thermionic fabricated will not accept from IC2. It's from forestry, so unfortunately this is going to have to go back over here. But in here we have basically iron electron tubes. They will come in useful, and we're working on that otherwise. So yeah, all the rest of the solar panels are now out back, and we'll just be able to extend that if we need to. Okay, pretty happy so far. Moving on. So given we started the tech side of things, we may as well start the magic side of things as well. So over in the back there, we've got Botania. Remember, we couldn't actually start those. We need both of those running to get any further. They're going to need some crystals from Astral Sorcery to work. Rock crystals in particular. However, we don't have any to start, but we can make arcane stone, which is from well, I've got coal coke. Arcane stone from Thorncraft, and that's what's needed to convert into living rock. So we're going to get at least one of the two started. And if I just get this rock picked up, there we go. We can cook that back up if we wanted to, but I've got a dev null, so it disappears. And hopefully this will now convert. Yep, looks like that's going to convert just fine. So we should get living rock out of that. This, however, the living wood is going to need, again, those rock crystals. And if you haven't made them before or got them before, they're a little tricky to get. Infused wood turns into living wood. Infused wood is just regular wood of any kind dropped into liquid starlight, but liquid starlight you need a light well for. And a light well is not hard to make except for the rock crystal. Okay, so it's just various types of marble and rock crystals. Now there is no recipe for rock crystals, because what you got to do for those is take your resonating wand and hold it at night time. Usually at night time, it's easier to see that way. And around, I'm not sure whether this will show up too well because of my shaders. I may have to turn off shaders when I'm doing this. You will see little white sparkling effects, and those are an indication you need to go down to bedrock at that location. So just create a waypoint in Journey Map and go down to bedrock, head over to that location, and you should find some rock crystal ore, and you can go and pick that up, and that will let you get rock crystals. And you only need a few to get started, but it is something that is a little bit tedious to start, but then it becomes easier once you have your first light well. So down at bedrock, and yes, if you have shaders on, they do show up as black effects in the darkness. Yes, you can still see them, just not quite as easily. You do find locations like this, and this is the location I found, and it's just a few blocks away at bedrock. So if we just break this, we get a single rock crystal. So there are ways to actually duplicate rock crystals once you get them. I'm going to need to find a few more before I decide to do that, however. Other than that, this was actually right next to the bottom of where my mine comes out, right from my base up there. It's just a few blocks away, just by sheer luck, more than anything else. So everything is working there. And from that, we'll need to basically create our first light well. So for the light well, we're going to need the various types of marble. So we need some rune marble, some chisel marble, and some aquamarine. Aquamarine, we have like 16 of from one of the quests. We've got a couple here as well, so let's use these up. And let's see if I can transform it using a chisel rather than going raiding various astral temples. Yes, looks like I can. So I can get half of that in rune marble and chisel marble as well, and that should sort that particular recipe out. Other than that, we just need, we'll use a luminous crafting table, and that's going to be nighttime, I imagine, which is kind of handy because nighttime's coming up. I have put it out here. I shouldn't have it out here though, because my base isn't really well protected out here. So let's just put it on the inside. What we're going to need fairly soon, however, is an extra source of starlight. So we're going to need to put this somewhere else where there is significant starlight. Thankfully, the Ender Book makes it quite trivial to travel to and from these places. So generally, you want to put it up in the air to do that, and that should be fine. There you can see the amount of starlight we're actually currently getting, so it's should be enough, hopefully, for this. And a couple of aquamarine, a rock crystal, and a couple of you. That should make this, and then we just need to get our resonating wand. And you can see the kind of black effects that go on. I wish you could fix this in the shaders, because I love shaders, but this Astral Sorcery pack, Astral Sorcery mod, just causes this problem every time. And there's our light well. So we can just drop our light well down. Let's move it a little bit further away than that, actually. This side. And then we can use aquamarine. And we should have more of that around somewhere, which the flickering effect will go away. Aquamarine, it's in around here somewhere. I've got it in one of the rewards. Anyway, you put that in the light well, and you will start getting liquid starlight back out. Here's the aquamarine. So let's just drop one of these into our light well, and there it goes. That would normally be a yellow effect, but because it is a shader, it shows up as a blue effect. Which is encouraging, because the other thing that might happen is you can also at nighttime, let's just find this, there we go, you might see some other effects. You see that sort of smoke effect right there? Hopefully it'll show up on YouTube. That is the other effect from the rock crystal ore. It's not too far from the original down at the bottom, so I will have to go and find that later. And there's some more over there, so there's plenty around. The other thing, however, is that there is a sort of, what do I want to call it? It's like a dark blue effect on the floor, and you can see more effects over there showing. The dark blue effect on the floor is the starlight, and that will be very useful in future as well, because you can build stuff in range of that, and you'll get more starlight. So that's something worth watching for, especially if you're not using... like me, you're not using shaders. So that will eventually break, but you can see it's filling up with liquid starlight. And eventually we're going to take that, and then we're going to be able to convert it into living wood, which lets us get into Botania. So we should be able to convert some of that over. Let's get a couple of pieces of wood, and if I just grab a bucket worth, we can put some liquid starlight over here. I think it has some light emitting effects if you're not on shaders. It does it with shaders as well. That's kind of nice. But if we throw some wood in, that's going to convert over, and thankfully that doesn't use up the starlight. So I think I'm just going to grab some more. Let's just grab 18 more, and dump you in here. So and let's just drop that in there. And good. So we get night vision as part of that as well. So that's a nice effect if you combine it maybe with the resonating wand. Can we see a lot better with night vision? Yes. Can we see the dark effects? Yes. There's one over there. Oh, the night vision is one off. It's not very good night vision. Let's just grab it again. Give me that. Night vision. Yeah, that's much easier to see. It's down there. So, yeah, plenty of places to go and find rock crystal ore. Regardless, around about this point, you're going to start... Oh, no, I've just ruined some crops I have. Around this point, you're going to start hating having to repair your pickaxe. So it's worthwhile perhaps just getting that up to unbreakable. So if we just grab some plain blank casts and wrap it with obsidian, it doesn't work. Has that been changed? Reinforcement. Reinforcement. I think it's reinforcement. Oh, it has been changed. Oh, you know, sometimes. Okay. We need gold sheet metal, which is gold plate. It just means it's more expensive, I think. Gold item casing is just gold plate. So I think it's just more expensive and it's just arranged differently. So obsidian plate, we're going to have to pulverize obsidian. Can we do that in the existing macerator? We can. So it's going to be 81 for one of these. So I'm going to need 162 for two of them. And then gold. So the rest of them are just gold. But you get the idea. You get two reinforcement modifiers. Add it to your particular pickaxe and you'll be able to get it. It's the same materials, just needs more of them. So just take a bucket of water down and find some lava and well, you've got that going for you. Yeah. Expert modes. Now, one very effective option once you've found one of the rock crystal ores is to get the scan module block and then shift right click it, I think, on the rock crystal ore, and then you can scan and find more rock crystal ore. So you can generally find the right direction of them. And I've also put luck 1 on this pickaxe. Would be nice to have more than one rock crystal ore, yes. So there are 3 there. And I do have another waypoint heading this way somewhat. So let's see if it's in range. I really want that range upgrade. I think I can actually craft that now. I've got 1 ender pearl. But you can see right there, we can tell which direction they're all in. So yeah, I just need to head this way and pick them up, really. And with that many more, let's just empty this out until I get that done. I need to basically get more gold now. Anyway, I should check my recipes. We need to get some mana pools. Yes, and we're gonna get diluted ones to start off with, but we are going to want to convert them over to basically be used for proper ones. The only problem there is you need 1 crystal per one, and we have that now. That's fine. I've got about 7 or 8 of them. Very easy to find with that block scanner. But we need white petal blocks and light grey petal blocks, which is 9 petals, which is pretty much 5 flowers for each one of them. And wherever my flower pouch has got to, I had some of them in there, so I need to go and find it. Pouch, where are you? Now you can either find them in the wild, or you can make floral fertilizer. Straightforward either way. And you'll be able to get these, which will then let you make the 2 petal blocks, which will then let you upgrade once you have just 1 of the rock crystals. And hopefully you're fairly tiny. You're quite a large one. No, I don't care. Let's just actually make it. So white petal, this and this, is it? Uses... Yeah, and 4 living rock. I'm going to need a few more living rock to be made, and that needs to be just made out back. And here we are. Living rock. That can go back down. I'll go make more of it later. However, this will get us our first mana pool. Now, we can't really generate mana just yet. There is one other requirement that we need, and that is to get into Thorncraft. That's going to be next episode. So Thorncraft, there's our mana pool. Thorncraft is going to be needed to make yellow night ore, I believe, and that makes illumination powder, which lets us make mana spreaders. So wherever we put this, doesn't really much matter for now. We'll put that down there, and then we'll have a couple more available with some more rock crystals. So that's going to be next episode. We need need to, in fact, there's our mana pool. That should be complete. So I should be able to choose a reward. What do we get this time? We get shrimp, pork, okra, hush puppies. Okay, we haven't eaten it yet, so I guess it'll all... Basically, it keeps giving us hearts. So you can see the hearts then at the bottom left. Anything you haven't eaten before continually gives you hearts, so do eat whatever's new. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of shrimp, but okay, fine. Yes, and then we need to get on further. So we're heading for Mana Steel. That's the thing that's blocking us from other mods. We need to be able to transfer Mana Steel into mana infused ingots, etc. But for that we need a working mana pool. So before we get to that, the next set of quests is going to be over here in Thorncraft, and the sky flickering is annoying me. If anyone can tell me know if there's a solution for that, that would be useful. Anyway, where was I? In the quests. Thorncraft, yes. So Thormonomicon is of course first. Once you have that and the Nook bookshelf. So yeah, it's in the Thormonomicon. Pick up an NEV crystal, then sleep, and lastly click on a bookshelf with Salis Mundus. And I forget how I actually made it. 3 Visceral, 3 different Crine, Flint in a bowl. So yeah, it's relatively straightforward to make more of it. We'll make the Thormonomicon next episode, and we'll get into Thorncraft itself, which has been a while since I've done that like fully. I've done it as part of a challenge pack, but not to the full extent. And there is the Night Ore that we require. So we have to go through a Crucible first to be able to make Night Ore, and we're going to start getting gunk all over the place. So I'm definitely going to want another area to put Thorncraft stuff in. I don't want it anywhere near our base chunks. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Give it a like if you have, click on the bell for notifications, and subscribe as you normally would. We'll see you next episode for some Thorncraft in Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. Hopefully you enjoyed the pack, and maybe you're playing along yourself. If so, share tips and tricks down below, which is the most important thing, in the comments. Otherwise, as always guys, thanks for watching.